Welcome, namaste. My name is Antoni Menard, and this is Yoga with Antoni. It's Yoga Strong with muscle activation for seniors. This is a short 20-minute flow, so let's all step to the top of our mat. You can close your eyes here if you'd like. First, bring your feet straight. Lift and spread your toes so that your arches start to lift, which will start to bring your torso into correct lining. Shoulders over hips, opening them. Ears slightly back, bringing your head over your shoulders. And then imagine a string tied to the top of your head, lifting you up towards the ceiling. Now with eyes closed, as you inhale, without bending your arms and without lifting the shoulders, start to lift your arms and just stop where you feel stuck. As you exhale, flip your palms down and slowly, as slow as you can, bring your arms to your side. And again, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms to your side. And make that exhale as slow as you can. You can do this by breathing out of the nostrils or pursing your lips. Inhale through the nose. Maybe your arms are going a little higher without lifting the shoulders. Exhale, arms to your side. Slowly, slowly releasing all the air of your lungs. 2 more times. This time lifting the heart, maybe lifting the chin. Exhale, arms to your side. 1 more time. Feel the heart opener, maybe a slight back bend, lifting the chin. And exhale, arms to your side. Then bring your feet a little wider, toes out, and gently twist side to side. And now we're going to step to the top of our mat and find that same mountain pose. Lifting your toes, shoulders open over your hips, head over your shoulders, lifting up through the crown. Inhale, lift those arms without bending, without the shoulders. And then bend your knees, and bending from your hips and your knees, bring your hands wherever they land. Let your head drop. And then walk your hands up so you can have a nice straight back. This is called half lift. And then bending those knees, bring your hands to the floor. Or you can bring them to the back of the chair and just walk your feet back to downward dog like this. Or hands to your mat. Okay? And just get used to being in this upside down inversion. Just gonna walk your dog, which means bending one knee and the other. Release your head. 1 more big breath, loosening up. And then we're gonna walk it in. So if you have the chair, your hands are already on the chair, you just walk your feet in. You have your hands to the mat, you walk your feet in, you want feet wide, knees bent. So you can do that half lift again with a nice straight back, then coming all the way up. And now we're going to inhale, bringing the shoulder blades together, heart lifting. And then exhale, spread apart your shoulder blades, tuck your chin. Inhale, bring your shoulder blades together, squeeze, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, spread them apart. Let's do 2 more. Heart opener, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, release. 1 more. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. So squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chest, lift the chin. If that hurts lifting your chin, keep your chin straight. 2 more breaths. Squeeze the shoulder blades, activating those muscles, preparing them for our plank in a moment. And release. Shake it out, loosen it up. Let everything release. Let's step to the top of our mat for another sun salutation. Mountain pose. Inhale, lift. See how much higher my arms are going. Exhale, bending from the knees and the hips. Half lift, straightening that back. We're going to keep that straight back as we plant our hands and step back to that upside down V or hands to the chair. Now I want us to take our shoulders, they might be shrugging towards your ears, pull them away from the ears, and I want you to pull your shoulder blades down towards your buttocks. Keep that position as you start to bend your knees to bring your hips back and up. And then I want you to start to bring your heels down. They don't have to touch. And pull your navel in. And then we're going to come down to our hands and knees. for tabletop. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Right arm forward, left leg back for bird dog. Now you're going to want to bring your hip up, but don't. Keep your hips square. Inhale, exhale, release, switch sides. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Again, keep this right hip down. And switch. Take a breath. Through your pursed lips or through your nostrils. Switch sides. Slow exhale. Let's keep going. Slow exhale, switch sides. And again, keep that hip square. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Switch sides. We have 2 more on each side. Switch sides. Keep the hips square. Last set of bird dog. Right arm, left leg. And again, switching sides, bird dog. And we're going to go back to downward dog, whether your hands come to the chair or to the mat. Tuck your toes, lift up, walk it in, wide legs, bent knees, straight back, half lift, all the way up. Let's come into that heart opener, cobra pose, and release, and shake it out. You should be warming up. You feel the heat. All right, we're going to save our plank and do that in a moment. Right now, we're going to go ahead and go into warrior one. So we're going to take our right foot, step it back, keeping your feet as if they're on railroad tracks. Heel down. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Bend that knee as much as you can. Just try to keep it in the center. Don't let it travel to the right or left. Square your hips, okay? We're going to lift those arms up without the shoulders. Stop where you feel stuck. And I want you to hug your shoulder blades down towards your back. Lift your heart, maybe lift your chin. Let's take 3 slow breaths. Warrior one. Keep this position. We're going to go into a humble warrior. So we're going to fold till we're parallel with the floor. Feel the weight in the leg. Bring your arms out. Lift your ribs. 3 breaths. Slowly come up. Very slowly. Release. Shake it out. You don't have to turn to the other side. We're going to get to the other side. This time we're going to bring that left foot back, heel down. Bend that right knee as much as you can. Shoulders over hips for warrior one. My hips are square. This time you're going to bring the arms out front. And you're just going to stop where you feel stuck or your shoulders start to lift. We don't want the shoulders to lift. Lift the heart, lift the chin, unless that hurts. 3 breaths. Warrior one. Exhale all the air out. Come into humble warrior, parallel with the floor. Lift your ribs, arms out. Feel the weight in the leg. 3 breaths. Slowly release. Turn to the center with wide legs. Turn this left foot catty corner with the mat. Bend that knee. The back foot can stay straight or go to the outer edge, toes in. Either one. But I do want you to open your hips and chest center, but don't let that knee follow. Arms out to the side for warrior two. Hug shoulder blades down the back. Look at any dristy point you'd like. And take 3 cleansing breaths. Hugging shoulder blades down the back. If you don't feel that, think about pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Now we're going to come into goalpost arms. Okay? And we're going to side bend, not forward bend. Stop where you feel stuck. Try not to come to the big toe side of this back foot. Keep it on the outer side. 3 breaths, look wherever you want. Side angle warrior. Coming back up. Let's go to the other side. Right foot turns catty corner, bend that knee. Do not come to the big toe side of that back foot. Keep it to the pinky toe side. Bring shoulders over hips. Square those hips. No sassy hip. Keep that knee back. This time, palms up, arms out. Hug shoulder blades down. Look wherever you'd like. Look at a spot. 3 breaths. Warrior 2. All right, this time we're going to bring our arms into a W. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades and side angle warrior. Side bending, not forward bending. Look wherever you want. 3 breaths, side angle warrior. Slowly come up, step it in, shake it out. We're going to do a yogi squat before going down to the floor. So for yogi squat, if this is difficult for you, you can grab onto a heavy piece of furniture that's not going to move and pull as you sit back, okay? Otherwise, we're not going to go to the point where we're sinking into the hips. We want to use muscles. So bring your toes out. Start to act like you're bringing your butt back to sit on a stool, okay? You can also call this stool pose. Bring your arms forward or into namaste. 3 breaths. Press those knees back away from you. Pull in pelvic floor muscles, kind of like you're holding in urine. Let's do 1 more breath for good measure. To come out of it, you can walk your hands to your thighs or just simply come up. And let's bring those toes out and let's do some hip circles. Trying not to move the upper body, breathing with the circles. Let's do namaste hands. Gently press from the bottom of your hand to the top, thumbs to breastbone, and press as you do 3 more circles with 3 more breaths. Slow circles. Pressing those hands, activating the wrist muscles. And shake everything out. Loosen it up. We're going to take it to the floor now. We're going to start on our belly. So you can flow down, or you can simply come down any way you'd like, getting onto your belly. For locust pose. All right, we're going to do 3 locust pose for 3 breaths. The first one, we're going to do those goalpost arms. So they're not W's. Elbows are across from shoulders. All right, press into the pubic bone. Lift your chest, lift your shoulders and arms, lift your chin and your legs. 3 breaths in locust pose. Slowly come down, bringing your chin or forehead to your hands. Bend your knees and gently do windshield wipers. Slowing down your breath. Big cleansing breath. Now we're going to do W arms. So elbows dip below the shoulders. As you inhale, press into pubic bone. Lift chest. Lift shoulders and arms, head and legs, and squeeze those shoulder blades for 3 breaths. Slow breaths, completely exhaling each time. 1 more. Come back down to your hands and take deep breaths as you windshield wiper. Just 1 more, guys, you got it. All right, this time we're gonna bring face to the mat. Arms to the side with palms up for a traditional locust pose. My feet are hip distance. Next inhale, press into pubic bone to lift chest, shoulders, and hands, legs and chin. 3 breaths. in locust pose. Don't let your legs get too wide. Lift, lift, lift as deep as you can. One more breath. And release back down to your hands. And windshield wiper, taking a big cleansing breath. We're now going to come into a cobra. So bring your hands under your shoulders. Your elbows are just going to kind of relax. They're not going out, they're not going in. We're going to, again, press our hands into the mat. Press into the pubic bone, lift your chest. Don't hurt your lower back, okay? You can stay here, or you can also lift your hips and your knees. And then we're going to come into a tabletop. And then we're going to come onto our backs for some core. This is the best core if you have any back issues. So we're going to bring our feet like we're in tabletop. And we're on our backs. We're going to take our hands and build a wall. This is a wall. And then we're going to take our knees and press into the wall and take a deep cleansing breath. And release. We're going to do that 5 more times. Build the wall. Press into the wall. That's where the core action happens. Take the breath. And release. And again, build that wall. Press into the wall. Release. And let's do it again. Slow exhale till there's nothing left to breathe out. Release. And again, press into those hands. The hands aren't pressing, they're just resisting the press from the knees. Release. And one more, really feel it in those lower abs. Release, roll to your side. You can just kind of hang out here with your head on your hand, or on your arm, or even on a pillow. We're going to come into fetal position, knees forward. We're going to keep those feet together and lift that knee. This is a clamshell, but we're doing it a little different to work this outer hip. Take this other hand, rest it on me, bringing a little weight, and go as high as you can for a breath. And release. And again, as high as you can. And release. And again. And release. Working these tensor fascia latae or Starbucks hip muscles, as I like to call them. Big breath. These are hip stabilizers, preventing falls. And again. Release, and we have one more clamshell. Go as high as you can. A little shaking's good. It means the brain and the muscle are communicating. Neuromuscular connection. And release. And we're going to roll to the other side. Clamshells. Find a nice head position. Come into fetal position. Lift as high as you can for a breath. And release. And again, feel the shape. Neuromuscular connection happening. And release. And again, this prevents falls. Release. Lift as high as you can. Keep the feet together. Release. And again. Release. And one more. Lift, lift, lift. Keep those feet together. Big breath. And release. And now we're going to come onto our backs for our bridge pose, working those glutes. Bring your feet close to the sits bones, but don't let your knees come open. Bring your palms up, out to the side. Look straight up. Don't look at the screen anymore. I'll try to give good verbal cues. Make sure your face is parallel with the ceiling. The chin isn't up or down. Take a big breath. Come onto your heels or keep your feet flat. And we're gonna squeeze those glutes, we're gonna squeeze those thighs together and lift as high as we can for a breath. And relax and let everything go. And again, come onto your heels. Pretend there's a little block, little yoga block or Pilates ball between your inner thighs. Squeeze it, squeeze your butt cheeks in, lift as high as you can, another breath. And release. And again. And release. And again. Release. Remember, you can exhale slowly through the nose or pursed lips. Again, that slows it down. Release everything. We have one more. Take a big breath. We want a slow, long exhale. Come onto the heels. Squeeze the imaginary ball between your thighs. Squeeze those butt cheeks. Lift as high as you can. And a big cleansing breath with a slow exhale. And release. Now, we're going to bring our knees in. We're going to bring our toes to the ceiling. Then we're going to bring our heels to the ceiling, toes down. Bring your arms out, and then I want you to kind of walk your toes behind you without lifting your buttocks. At the same time, you're lifting your heels. Legs are straight. 3 breaths. Lift high, lift back. Come into wide-legged split. And again, toes down, heels up. Walk your toes back as you lift your heels up. 3 breaths. Bend your knees, grab onto shins, ankles, or feet. Feet in, heels out, and rock side to side. Now you can just hang out here, taking up space, or knees bent. Take a big cleansing breath. You can close your eyes and just feel the breath coming in and out of the body, or you can be finished. So, thank you so much for joining me for this total body muscle activation yoga strong. Namaste and have a great day.